The genetic testing company 23andMe says it is bankrupt, and also 2% Cherokee.
I'm English, Irish, German, and Cherokee.
No one saw this coming. Colin Jost surprising everyone by taking a shot at Blake Lively during a live TV broadcast was the last thing people expected. But after everything that's happened lately, his reaction doesn't seem out of place. It looks like he's reached his limit with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, especially following the situation involving his wife's name.
The billboards in Times Square, where it looks like your wife is shooting your billboard.
That to me.
Have you seen it?
Someone just sent it to me last night. That is very, I guess, serendipity?
Someone
certainly didn't set it up. I wasn't like, hey, if you guys could have my wife shooting me.
If you only saw that clip, there's a good chance you missed what was really going on. Colin Jost's comments sounded harmless at first as he joked that he and Scarlett Johansson are one of the biggest box office couples of all time. But that's the thing about Colin Jost, his sharpest jokes usually carry more than one meaning beneath the surface.
So it looks like Colin Jost was taking a dig at Ryan Reynolds there. I'm sure he really dislikes him. I mean, I'm sure Scarlett has told him some stories about her ex-husband, and she's not a fan of him. We know she's not a fan of Ryan Reynolds, and who can blame her or anyone from what we know now?
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively both had major releases in the same year. Deadpool and Wolverine ruled the global box office, while It Ends With Us delivered impressive numbers for a romantic drama. Their promotional campaigns presented them as Hollywood's ultimate power couple, combining blockbuster success with star appeal. But with one quick remark, Colin Jost challenged that entire narrative. He pointed to the fact that Scarlett Johansson's Marvel career stands on a level of its own. As one of the MCU's biggest stars, her films have earned more than $15 billion worldwide, making her one of the highest-grossing actors in cinema history. By highlighting his and Scarlett's box office record, Colin's joke appeared to push back against the image Ryan and Blake's team had been promoting. Rather than sounding like a random punchline, it came across as a subtle defense of Scarlett's accomplishments and a reminder of who truly owns that box office legacy.
Her to take.
Last night on Saturday Night Live, Colin Jost came back live and clearly made a joke at Blake Lively. This shows SNL playing its cards of, yeah, they're clearly, they know Blake Lively is crazy. And given the appearance, she's gonna have this same reaction of, wait a second, why are you making fun of me? I thought you had our back, Saturday Night Live. What's going on?
Things took a dramatic turn during the SNL 50th anniversary special. Live television leaves celebrities with nowhere to hide. There are no publicists feeding lines, no editors cutting awkward moments, and no second chances if something goes wrong. It's just the performer, the cameras, and a massive audience watching in real time. Ryan Reynolds didn't appear at the event simply to celebrate the show's milestone. According to reports, he had a specific plan. Sources claim that during rehearsals, he got into a tense disagreement with longtime cue card handler Wally Farrison, better known around SNL as Cue Card Wally. A respected veteran who has worked with generations of comedians, Wally is known for sticking to the show's process. Reports allege that Ryan wanted to change the cue cards by adding a joke aimed at addressing the controversy surrounding his wife on his own terms. The claim is that he hoped to use the SNL stage to make light of the situation in front of millions of viewers and shift the narrative in his favor.
Again.
Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Now, on the surface, that sounds like a playful bit, right? But live comedy does not always cooperate with this king of things. Instead of coming across as a smart dude, the moment felt quite over-exaggerated. I mean, Ryan was making a joke about something that had destroyed Justin's personal life, and is currently the subject of $8 million legal fees that his wife is demanding. Trying to hijack the SNL script for his own benefit, he violated the rules of the show. During this bit, the cameras caught Kevin Costner's reaction as well. Kevin, who has been making movies for decades and built his career on old-school filmmaking values, looked speechless. His reaction went viral because it was the old guard of Hollywood, completely rejecting the new social media-driven fakeness that Ryan and Blake portray.
Kevin Costner is here in the background of Ryan Reynolds, and once Ryan stands up, Kevin's face goes from happy to irritated. While everybody in the crowd is looking at Ryan, Kevin immediately looks at Blake, then looks back at Ryan as Ryan makes a joke about the Justin Baldoni case that is currently going on, and then he immediately looks back over to Blake while everybody else is staring forward. And then this is the moment where Ryan's joke does not land. Blake looks up to Ryan like she cannot cannot believe that he just said that. And the whole time, Kevin is wondering, why is Ryan even talking?
To understand why that joke landed so strongly, you have to look beyond Colin Jost's role as an SNL writer. He wasn't just another comedian reading a scripted line, he was uniquely positioned to deliver it. The reason goes back to a well-known chapter in Hollywood history. Before Ryan Reynolds became part of the Ryan and Blake celebrity pairing, he was married to Scarlett Johansson. The two tied the knot in 2008 in a famously private ceremony, but after their marriage ended, Scarlett's career reached even greater heights. Then in 2017, she began dating Colin Jost, who was already SNL's head writer and the co-anchor of Weekend Update. They married in 2020. Colin has built a reputation for avoiding celebrity feuds and staying away from unnecessary drama. At the same time, he's known for standing by his wife. That's why many believe his remark carried extra weight, especially after a summer in which Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were widely seen as promoting themselves in ways that some interpreted as overshadowing Scarlett's accomplishments, even without mentioning her by name.
We always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can. I was like, this is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh really? Because I just have one on my list.
Throughout the summer, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were heavily promoted as Hollywood's ultimate box office power couple. Many industry observers viewed that campaign as an attempt to establish them as the new standard for commercial success. But when Colin Jost joked that he and Scarlett Johansson were among the biggest box office couples ever, the remark seemed to carry a deeper message. Rather than being just another punchline, it came across as a reminder that lasting box office success is built through years of proven achievements, not months of promotional campaigns. The joke also suggested that a strong legacy doesn't depend on media hype or diminishing someone else's accomplishments. Scarlett Johansson's reputation was earned over more than a decade of blockbuster success, and that's a record that speaks for itself.
In an interview with Vanity Fair, she was actually asked about the upcoming movie and her thoughts on the whole Justin Baldoni situation with her ex-husband. It says that she never met Justin Baldoni because he was busy making It Ends With Us. The interviewer said, when I bring up Baldoni, Johansson lets out a loud, knowing laugh. Honestly iconic. He says of Baldoni's Wayfarer Studios, they were super supportive throughout the whole process, but yeah, weird timing. Honestly, what a queen for keeping it classy, but also saying I know what's going on, this is kind of crazy.
What looked like a random SNL jab wasn't random at all. By the time Colin Jost delivered that line, many believed Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's polished public image had already been cracking for years. To understand why the joke landed so hard, you have to rewind to 2012. Ryan and Blake's decision to marry at Boone Hall Plantation in South Carolina immediately drew criticism because of the site's history. What should have been a glamorous celebrity wedding instead sparked debate that followed them for years. The controversy only deepened in 2014 when Blake's lifestyle website, Preserve, published an editorial romanticizing the antebellum South, praising its elegance while ignoring the brutal history behind it. Critics saw it as another example of being disconnected from reality. The couple didn't publicly address the wedding controversy until 2020, when Ryan apologized, saying they hadn't fully understood the venue's history at the time. That explanation failed to convince many critics, especially after reports highlighted that a company called Boone Hall LLC was later created using the same plantation's name. For many observers, these incidents painted a pattern rather than isolated mistakes. Fast forward to It Ends With Us. What was expected to be Blake's major acting comeback instead became a PR nightmare. The film tackles domestic abuse and trauma, leading many to expect a thoughtful promotional campaign. Instead, Blake encouraged audiences to wear floral outfits, bring friends, and enjoy the movie as if it were a lighthearted romance. The tone clashed with the film's subject matter, triggering widespread criticism from viewers who felt the marketing minimized the experiences of abuse survivors. The backlash intensified when Blake used the press tour to promote her own businesses, including her Blake Brown haircare line and Betty Buzz beverages. As interviews focused on the film's difficult themes, many critics argued that the spotlight kept shifting toward product promotion instead. By then, the conversation had moved beyond a single interview or one controversial comment. It had become a broader debate over branding, accountability, and authenticity. That's why the SNL moment resonated with so many people. For supporters, it was just another joke. For critics, it reflected years of mounting controversies that had already reshaped public opinion. In Hollywood, a carefully crafted image can take years to build, but only a series of missteps to unravel.